Before Furiosa became the legend, she was a stolen child, and everything she becomes, every skill, every scar, is built on violence she never asked for. Today, we're breaking down not just the violent woman, but the forging of one. Welcome back to Violent Women in Film. This is season 3, and we're starting with a character whose origin story is both brutal and beautifully crafted. Furiosa. If Fury Road showed us Furiosa at full power, then Furiosa 2024 shows us how that power was shaped through abduction, survival, loss, discipline, rage, and unbreakable will. Today we're looking at how violence builds a woman and how Furiosa turns brutality into purpose. Furiosa's story begins with one of the most defining forms of violence, being taken. Her kidnapping isn't just plot, it's the structure that splits her life into before and after, and George Miller does something brilliant here. He lets us see a child experience violence without making her an object. Furiosa's mother is our first example of female violence in the film. She fights, tracks, stalks, and hunts the men who stole her daughter, and she pays for it with her life. That moment teaches Furiosa 2 things. 1, love can cost you everything. And 2, rage is safer than hope. From here, every environment becomes a training ground. The citadel, the wasteland, the war rig, they're not just backdrops. They are classrooms teaching her how to survive. And what I love is that Furiosa isn't portrayed as supernatural. She doesn't have destiny. She has adaptation. The violence done to her becomes the foundation of the violence she eventually controls. She waits, she watches, she listens, she endures. Her violence isn't impulsive, it's intelligent. When Furiosa gets to the war rig, everything shifts. The war rig is more than just a machine. It's the first space where she has mastery. It becomes an extension of her body: metal, muscle, fuel, fury. In a world where violence is masculine, coded, engines, weapons, grease, power, Furiosa doesn't mimic masculinity. She redefines it. She turns the war rig into a sanctuary, her weapon, and eventually her identity. And this is where she becomes Furiosa, not because she fights, but because she chooses how she fights. Furiosa represents a kind of female rage we don't see enough in film. Not chaotic, not hysterical, not villain-coded. Her rage is purposeful, it's moral, it's strategic. And what's fascinating is that the men around her use violence for domination, intimidation, ego. Furiosa uses violence to protect, reclaim, and liberate. Her violence has rules, it has ethics, it has weight. This reframes the entire Mad Max universe, because where men destroy to expand power, Furiosa destroys to restore what was taken. And in the final confrontation, everything comes full circle. This isn't a battle for victory. It's a battle for identity, for closure, for the child who was stolen. When Furiosa kills the man who took her past, she's not just ending him. She's reclaiming herself. Her violence isn't revenge for spectacle. It's revenge for restoration. It's the clean cut that separates who she was forced to be from who she chooses to become. In the next episode, we'll be checking out Emily Blunt as Jody Moreno in The Fall Guy.